Welcome to Fakarava. Our first find is a huge, slightly worn tiger cowrie. Empty but intact shells like this are often the result of predation by cone snails. Tiger cowries are highly prized shells due to their high gloss finish. The black-lip pearl oyster is a producer of the famous Tahitian black pearl. In order to make a pearl farmers wait until the oysters are about 2 years old. Then they place a piece of a shell called the nucleus inside of the oyster, and over time the oyster envelops the nucleus layer by layer with the mother of pearl nacre until the pearl is created. Tahitian black pearls are not black, but they get their name from the oyster that makes them. Nucleus cowries are a beautiful, glossy tan cowrie. They can get up to about 1 inch in size, and they reside in Hawaii and the Indo-West Pacific. Arabian cowries are common in rough to shallow water under rock. They can get up to about 4 inches in size, and they exist in the Red Sea all the way to French Polynesia. The ventral cowrie can get up to about 3 inches in size. They live on coral reefs up to about 100 feet deep. Leopard cones live on sandy reefs up to about 60 feet in depth. Large shells gradually lose their spots, and the periostracum, or the outermost layer of the shell, becomes really thick in adults. They can get up to about 10 inches in size, and they live in Hawaii and the Indo-Pacific. All cone shells can sting, so don't attempt to pick up a live cone shell unless you are familiar with them. Hebrew cones are common on shallow reefs and tide pools across the Indo-Pacific and Hawaii. The black markings on the white or cream-colored shell are thought to look similar to Hebrew letters or writing. The pattern varies considerably among individuals. Chocolate-spotted augers feed on sand-dwelling worms. They sting and paralyze their prey with venom. Augers can usually be found buried in the sand. Royal cloak scallops live on the seafloor up to about 300 feet deep. They can reach 4 inches in size. They attach themselves to coral or rock, and at night the adults move to open water to feed. They're often referred to as the Tahitian sunrise shell, and it's an exceptionally beautiful shell. The striated cone has a sting potentially lethal to humans. Do not handle this cone. They feed upon sleeping reef fish at night, and they're uncommon in sand under coral slabs from about 20 to 60 feet. They're usually exposed at night, and they can get up to about 5 inches in size. Wow, a live tiger cowrie. Cowries usually remain hidden during the day in holes or under rocks, and they emerge at night to feed on sponges. Its mantle fully extends over the outside of the shell at night, and the mantle is ornamented with papillae that provide camouflage and assist in respiration. Pincushion sea stars come in many different colors and patterns. They get up to about 10 inches in size and they feed on coral. They exist in Hawaii and the Indo-Pacific anywhere from 3 to 100 feet. Titan triggerfish are common on coral reefs from the Red Sea to French Polynesia. They can get up to about 30 inches long and they have sharp teeth used to crush shellfish. This Titan triggerfish is enjoying his tasty pincushion sea star meal. Giant spider conchs are common in lagoons and the outer edge of reefs on sandy rubble bottoms up to about 100 feet. They can get up to about 17 inches long. They are herbivores and specialize in feeding on algae. They're also often harvested by humans for food. The humphead wrasse is relatively uncommon due to overfishing and poaching. It inhabits reefs and lagoons and gets up to about 5 feet in length. It exists in the Red Sea to Okinawa and French Polynesia, but not Hawaii. The giant frog shell is most common in shallow subtidal waters among rocks and coral, but they're also in deeper water on sandy bottoms up to about 160 feet, and they can get up to about 12 inches long. You might recognize this fish from Finding Nemo, commonly found with anemones on outer reefs up to about 60 feet. Orangefin anemone fish exist in eastern Indonesia to French Polynesia.